Real Bragging Rights is presented by Steel Shad. Fish Bite It, now available at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. And by GoPro. Be a hero. Equatorial Sands, Central America. It's the ultimate game of Russian roulette. A battle of strength, instinct, and ultimately, chance. Out of 1,000, only 2 will live to see this beach again. Talk about bragging rights.
Woo! Man, that's just like the coolest I've ever done, period.
Jim has come here to earn some of his own bragging rights against a fish he's never caught before, and an opponent who's more experienced in these waters. And experience matters when you're trying to catch the fastest fish in the sea.
I'm in the sailfish capital of the world, Buena Vista Sport Fishing Resort, Guatemala.
Buena Vista Resort looks like the perfect place to relax. But for Jim Root, it's only a pit stop as he tries to keep up with his rival, Leanne Powell.
Leanne is a hammer. She's caught more species of fish than me. Big ones.
Leanne Powell has been around the globe, not only on the water, but also on the racetrack, as a driver and racing instructor. She's been keeping up with and beating the boys her whole life.
Not only that, she's been here on this boat with these guys, caught these fish, and I have not. So this week I'm in a little bit of a disadvantage.
I got him hands down on this all day long. He don't have experience with it. Some new species of fish that he's never caught yet, so I hope that he can hang.
I'm gonna have to learn a new technique, catch a fish I've never caught, go up against a girl that's caught them everywhere. Hey, that's what I do. Wish me luck.
Lost track of the forest through the trees, forgot what I was chasing. Spent so many nights living out at sea that my heart is gone vacant. And everybody who was close to me all stayed on dry land. So now I'm driving back on Interstate West, I just gotta feel something.
Sailfish, marlin, mahi. Never caught any of them.
Yep, it's
So
like
jacked
first
up
day
right
at
now.
school for you.
Yeah,
Like first day of fish school with big fish.
psyched. Let's do it.
Oh, I wanna stay right here, chilling with my friends for another year. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life.
So far, looks like the perfect day to catch your first sail.
We were going down the river and everything seemed good until we got to the mouth. Incredibly rough.
In spite of the seas, the crew sets the spread. But the waves aren't agreeing with everyone.
¿Dónde está trash can?
I don't get sick, and I got sick.
He's trying to get rehydrated because he lost a little bit of fluids. So right now, watching the spread, keeping the eyes peeled, you know. While Jim enjoys his fruit cup.
You want to try it? And I got sick just once, but still once is enough to, you know, put a hurting on you mentally in the beginning.
With a calming trend in the wind, the spread is reset with fresh ballyhoo and new hope.
So, on a scale of 1 to ready, how ready are you?
I mean, I'm ready. So we got 4 actual lines in the water plus 2 teasers. So the teasers are meant to bring them in.
And when they do come in, look out.
Well, they're the fastest fish in the ocean. A sailfish can swim 60 miles an hour. Here in Guatemala, some days we might see 30 or 40 or maybe even get 50 shots at catching sailfish. There's something going on right behind us right now, too. Apparently fish are jumping. I'll try to concentrate.
Oop. There's something to tap that one. Oh, a butter!
So Leanne scores first. It's a screamer, and it turns out to be no sail, but a king of the sea, a blue marlin.
Look at him jump! Oh my God!
This is no time to take chances.
Coming up!
Oh, yes! No! Was that blue marlin? That's my first marlin ever. That's why I wasn't gaining on him. I thought
First
it was
took up
a
of the
sail.
day. That was a giant blue marlin.
First blue marlin. That was awesome.
So the scoreboard is still open. No catch, no point.
Only had it on for about 15 seconds, but it's encouraging to know that we're in the right spot. So hopefully it's going to get crazy here in about 10 seconds.
This is only the beginning.
It's a great inshore bait for our clients because it catches a lot of fish.
Steel shad, fish bite it.
Fish bite it.
Fish bite it.
Fish bite it. Fish bite it.
Fish bite it.
Fish bite it.
Fish bite it.
Real Bragging Rights is presented by Steel Shad, Fish Bite It, and by Proven Insect Repellent. Repels more, protects longer. Surprisingly gentle. ProvenRepellent.com. And by StormR, Defy the Elements. Stay dry with StormR. StormRUSA.com. The coast of Guatemala, where Jim Root is challenging his latest guest to a saltwater fish-off.
Psyched. Let's do it.
But so far, the house controls the deck. With one seasick angler
¿Dónde está trash can?
and one lost monster.
The rules are first fish, big fish,
And most fish.
and most fish. Whoever gets 2 out of 3 is the winner.
Okay.
And if for some reason there's a tie, then the tiebreaker will be most species.
Okay.
All right?
Deal. That's a bet.
With the odds against Jim, it's all or nothing. And the stakes are high. If he wins, Leanne treats him to a driving lesson on her home racetrack.
So to win the bet against Leanne, I've just got to adapt. It's different fishing, so I'm going to have to really pay attention. I'm going to have to learn something that I've never done.
We are here to fish our faces off and get Jim some new species of fish that he's never caught yet, so pretty excited about it.
She's got a huge advantage against me. For me, it's going to be a question of can I keep my head in the game long enough?
Minutes tick by, and the team searches the wake for the tiniest movement, the slightest flash, signs of something bigger.
Everybody's on high alert.
That looks like something
It's like
back
any minute now, it's going to pop off.
Yeah.
We have a follower. And a bite.
It's like it automatically just releases all this adrenaline inside of you.
Once again, Leanne's trained eye is first to see the bite, and she claims the rod.
Even when it's not your turn, it gets you jacked up. The The way that rod was bent over and pulling line is just incredible. You have to really see it in person to appreciate just how strong that fish is. You know, those fish get that big because they're hard to land.
But pound for pound, this sailfish has met his match.
Most of the time, you know, you show up, you got your nails done, somewhat looking decent. They're always like, oh, she doesn't know how to fish. Yeah! Once you get on the rod and reel and you're going to town on a sailfish, fighting it pound for pound, it changes people's minds. You earn your respect when you're actually doing the work. You got her? Dude. Yeah! Oh my God.
What's the adrenaline ball?
First sail of the day. Yes.
Oh, this thing is a huge fish. Beautiful fish. Look how lit up it is.
She is so lit up.
Great job, Steve. Let's get back to the water so it lifts.
Yep.
I got it.
You got it.
I got it.
Man just landed a freaking giant.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pumped up, man.
30 seconds from release, and the bragging has, of course, commenced.
It takes a lot, though. You see, dude, 120, you think? 120. She was huge. That was my biggest sail to date. Yeah.
I'm up next. They're all over the place.
Dude, you're gonna love it.
Guatemala is a land of mountains, but the terrain doesn't end at the shoreline, which is why these fish are here.
So what's interesting about where we're fishing is that visually you don't see any kind of structure whatsoever. It just looks the same everywhere. But underneath the surface, we're actually fishing a canyon wall. There's a temperature break there. And so what we're looking for is where the fish are on that wall. And everyone in the fleet works together. Now you can see we're all like starting to get into the same area. It's almost like we're all honing in on them at once. And sometimes you just feel that it's like the electricity in the air and it's gonna get crazy. That's what's about to happen right now.
But the only sure thing about fishing, it never really is. In the waters off Guatemala, An Pao is one lap ahead in the race to catch the most sailfish. But Jim is confident that he has these fish figured out now.
It's full of fish here. It's just, where are they in the circle? Looks like now we're starting to find them. The whole fleet is working together. You can see all these other boats. It's like we get them corralled in and we know where they are, and then camera time.
2 hours to go. Still no bite. And Jim realizes why he hasn't caught a fish yet.
All right, so while we were in Bali, the captain would just put his hand out the window and drop change in the water.
Right.
And he said that that was to pay the gods so that we would catch them.
Right.
So today, we've got some Guatemalan money, and we're gonna pay the gods.
Let's do it. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, 1, 2. All right.
Another hour, and superstition has progressed, a little closer to delirium.
Oh, God.
You're supposed to duel me, sir.
The bite never really picked up like we thought it was gonna. Boated the biggest sailfish I've ever seen. Congrats to Leanne on that. And, you know, can't really ask for much more than that.
Feeling down in Iztapa, Guatemala? Do what the locals do. Just take a drive.
The countryside is incredible. It's lush. It's just absolutely stunning.
But there's another bounty here that for Jim just hasn't been tapped. Depths that have not been sounded. At least, not yet. Just another day in paradise. 7 a.m. and Captain Jody is already enjoying the day. But Jim? Today, he's on the ropes.
It's day 2. Leanne's up 1-0.
Sorry.
We've got a huge run ahead of us, 55 miles. But we're going to some really blue water. They've been seeing a ton of numbers out there. It's gonna take us about 2.5 hours to get out there, but
Roughly, yeah.
I'll go anywhere I gotta go to get the lead. 100 miles if I gotta. But
They're also predicting for it to get flatter today, thank goodness. So that should produce some really good fish.
yeah,
But why go 50 miles searching for fish when you can let someone else find them for you? Sometimes the best way to find prey is to follow other hunters.
My mind is blown. Dude, we're in the thicket of some crazy life right now. There is spinner dolphin absolutely everywhere.
here they are right here.
There's so many.
I mean, I've never seen any body of water boil like this. I mean, they are literally in every direction, flowing up.
Right, no matter which way you look, there's a show. It's really cool.
They're here for a reason. It's a giant feeding frenzy happening right now. I mean,
Yeah, you can actually smell the fish that they're eating.
I just saw a giant sail out there too.
No way.
Yeah.
For Jim, this is the moment of truth.
These spinners are here, and it was like they brought the fish with them.
Yeah.
This thing won't stop running. It's just like... So far, I hope you're enjoying this episode. So I'm going to tell you one other story. This is one of my favorite parts about doing this, is that I get to do this stuff and tell these stories about what happens behind the scenes. So in this episode, you see us releasing these baby sea turtles. Well, we actually had to drive quite a long ways to get there. And it's not that it was a long distance, but on the road, there are all these speed bumps. So you'd be able to get up to like 30 miles an hour, and then you hit another speed bump and have to slow down again. So that's what took so long. It wasn't the distance. It was the maximum mile per hour that we could travel to get there. Well, not knowing that we had to do this at around sunset meant that we didn't prepare, we didn't bring any food or anything. And as we started to drive out, we had the windows down, and people were bringing out all these food carts, and the food smelled amazing. It looked amazing. People are cooking all over. And our driver / bodyguard that was with me is... I said to him, I'm in the front seat with him, and I'm like, oh my God, this smells incredible. He's like, it is incredible. It's all incredible. My producer and a couple of the rest of the crew were following in a vehicle behind us. And I said, I really want to try some of it. He said, you really should. It's, it's safe, it's fine, you should try it. I said, okay, stop the truck. So they pull over, and I jump out, and I go to the car behind us, and I approach the passenger side. They roll down the window, and immediately my producer yells, get back in the car. And I said, I'm going to get some food. Do you guys want some? He was so mad at me. He couldn't even look at me. He just looked forward, grabbed the steering wheel. He was so angry. He was like, get in the car. And and I just walked over to the food cart. Everything was being cooked on an open flame, so I just decided that it had to be safe. If it was gonna be fired like that, like fire was touching it, I just assumed that fire would kill everything. They were very nice to me. There were some older gentlemen that were sitting there. It was kind of like a very family atmosphere. They got up and gave me their seat. I sat down with them like I was part of the family. They gave me what I ordered, which was a piece of roasted corn, and then I had some fresh made corn tortillas and a couple other things. It was incredible. It all tasted so good. I was the only one who ate it. Nobody else would eat it. I didn't get sick, but it was so good. So would I do that again? I probably. Probably. I mean, sometimes in life, the juice is worth the squeeze. So enjoy the rest of this show. Thanks, guys. See ya.
For the tropical fishing trip of a lifetime, Buena Vista Sport Fishing Lodge has your ticket to some of the finest saltwater fishing on the planet, with luxurious amenities and boat access right from the lodge. Book your trip now at buenavistasportfishing.com. Real Bragging Rights is presented by Steel Shad, Fish Bite It, and by Breakline Optics. Vision is everything. Shop now at breaklineoptics.com. And by Sea2Sea Baits, made by fishermen for fishermen. Shop now at sea2seabaits.com. Off the coast of Central America, Jim Root and his challenger Leanne Powell are facing off to catch the most sailfish.
I got him hands down on this all day long.
Leanne's experience with these fish gives her the advantage, and she's one fish up on Jim.
Yes! She is so lit up.
But with 2 days left, Jim has plenty of room to catch up. And there's a sailfish following his bait right now.
We got a fish on Jim's first sail. He's hooked up to it right now. Ryan, come on, Jim!
Wow, this thing's pulling so hard.
One more. Hard, Jim. Come on, dude. You got this.
Oh my God.
You got this. He's backing up on it. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Keep lining. Keep that tight. She's gonna jump. She's gonna jump.
Out of the water the whole time. Psycho. Tied up.
Woo!
Finally, the fish has been subdued, although not yet defeated.
Oh my God.
Woo! How do you feel?
Wow. My God, this is the fish of a lifetime for me. Man! We get it back in now? Okay. Wow.
So I told you it fights like a tank, right?
It's insane.
How you feel? All right, so you're shaking, right? This is good.
It's the sickest feeling.
Welcome to sail fishing. Woo!
Unbelievable. Shaking right now. I don't even know what to say. Can't understand what it's like until you hold a fish like that on your lap.
That was a great size sailfish.
It's ridiculous. Now I just want more. Just want another and another and another.
Yeah. I think mine was bigger.
With Jim's first ever sailfish, he ties Leanne 1-to-1, and he also earns a rite of passage.
So this is what happens when you catch your first sail.
Woo! How's the water feel, Jim?
Perfect. I feel like I won already.
I bet. Woo!
I feel like $1 million.
So the contest stands tied, which means the gloves are coming off for round 2. But that's for next time.
Thanks for watching. another episode of Real Bragging Rights. See you next week. Your Highness.
Gracias, senor. May I get a water, please?
You're pushing it.